Hey everybody, welcome to math. A little tip I just learned today. This waffle, this is called a waffle. It's a 3x3. It has all your Google stuff in it, like because Google is connected to so many different things. But here's something I learned today is that you can actually move these icons around, so you could actually put the ones that you use most frequently up top. So I'm going to try it out with you. All you need to do is open this waffle and a bunch of icons are going to pop up. And since I use Google Classroom a lot, I'm going to take this and I clicked on it. I'm just going to drag it to the very front. So I was pretty excited to know about this stuff because I don't really use the calendar, but I do use Google Forms. So I feel like that should be up there. I don't usually use that. So I'm kind of adjusting it to fit what I need so that I can easily access my information. So I thought that was just like a little cool pro tip. So if you want to try and do that with your computer, you can do that. You can pause the video and open a new tab, and how you open a new tab is go up here and just push the plus button. And anyways, back to math. So we have been learning about a bunch of different subtraction strategies, and we've been learning these strategies to help us find quick ways to solve subtraction problems. We did the same thing with addition. We are really going to want to be quick with subtraction and addition problems because it's going to help us a lot when it comes to multiplication and division. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be playing a game, a subtraction game, just to help review our skills and help practice subtracting quickly. But first I want to go through our different strategies that we've talked about. So we talked about back to 10 facts, which are facts where you're trying to get to 10 and then you subtract from there. And all these strategies are also in the back of your math notebook. Then we learned about take away 10 facts, which is very similar to back to 10 facts, basically getting to 10 and then going from there, subtracting from there. Neighbor facts are ones that are really close to each other. So if you look at the problem, 8 and minus 7, 8 and 7 we know in our brains are really close to each other. We just count how far away they are. So to get to 7 to 8, you count 1. So 8 minus 7 is 1. Take all facts, any number minus itself is 0. So 8 minus 8 is 0, 14 minus 14 is 0, 101 minus 101 is 0. You got it. Count back facts are it's kind of like count on facts, but you're counting backwards. It's when you're subtracting 1, 2, or 3 from a number. You can just count in your head on your fingers, however, backwards that many. Zero facts, anything minus 0. So if you have a number minus 0, the answer is going to be the same as a number because you're not taking anything away. So like if I have 11 cookies and I don't eat any, how many cookies do I still have? 11. And then up to 10 facts, again, we're getting up to that 10 and making a friendly number, and then taking half. So when you look at an even number, if you know what half of, or you're taking away half of it, the answer is going to be the other half. That's where knowing your doubles facts comes in. So today we're going to have a couple parts. The first part is going to be to play a game called Target 20. The instructions for this game are in your student workbook on page 9. It's just the instructions though, not the record sheet. They are also going to be on the interactive game I'm going to share with you. So grade 3, we're going to be playing Target 20. This is the link I'll share with you. Again, just like in the last game that we played, the first page are your instructions, and then over here on the bottom is how you get to the record sheet. So let's go ahead and read the instructions. This is each pair of players needs one deck of cards and a record sheet. You don't need to get any of that stuff because it's all right here. Each player is going to take 5 cards. Each player chooses the 3 cards in their hand that have a sum as close to 20 as possible. So sum is the answer to an addition problem, as close to 20 as possible. So you're trying to get to 20. Number 3, each player writes an equation on their record sheet showing the 3 numbers and their sum. Players check each other's work, compute the scores, the difference between 20 and their sum. And this might be confusing right now. I will play a couple rounds with you and show you how it goes, and record both scores on their record sheet. Number 5 says players can discard used cards using the trash icon. Then each player takes 3 new cards from the deck, so they have 5 cards again. The game continues for a total of 5 rounds, so we're going to be playing 5 rounds of this today. At the end of the game, players add their own scores, and the player with the lower score wins. So that's something that we're going to want to think about. That's how you're going to win, is by getting the lower scores. If you want a challenge for this, you do not have to do this. This is a challenge. This is game variations. So variations is just like different kinds. So this is a different way you could play it. You can change the target number. So maybe 20 is too easy for you. Maybe you want to try and make it 40 and see how it goes. All right. So our goal today is to play 5 rounds of this. If you're playing against somebody else, their score goes here. If you are just by yourself today and there's no one around to play with you, you can just cross out your partner's score. You're not really playing a game. You're just going to play for the practice. It's totally up to you. So if there's someone around, it's sometimes more fun. You could play against yourself if you wanted to. It's just kind of hard to keep track of 2 hands of cards, like, because you have a hand of cards, the ones that belong to you, on one screen. But definitely, if you want to try, what I'm worried about today is your score. You are going to be telling me the scores that you got for the 5 rounds, and then your final score. So it's going to be your score for number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then your final score. All right, so let's do this. Step number 1 said to draw 5 cards. So I'm going to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to spread them out by just clicking and dragging on them. So I'm trying to get to 20, as close to 20 as I can without going over. I'm going to start with my bigger numbers and see how close I can get. So I have 8 is the biggest number, and 7, which I know equals 15, using a doubles minus 1 fact. 8 plus 8 is 16, minus 1 is 15. So what could I add? Oh, right here I see a 5. So a 5 would go here and it would equal 20 perfectly. I wouldn't have been able to use the 6 because that would have gone over 20, and you can't go over. And the 4 would have worked, but 5 definitely gets me closer. So I'm using an 8 plus 7 plus 5. So 8, I'm going to write here. And if you don't want to write on the screen, don't worry about it. Just write it down on a piece of paper, your math notebook, in your math notebook, or on a whiteboard. 8 plus 7 plus 5 equals 20. So now I have to think, how close is my answer to 20? Well, it's exactly 20. So 20 minus 20, using the take all strategy, is 0. So I got 0 on my first round. Now I'm going to delete the cards that I use, or discard the cards that I use. I'm going to click on the card and push delete. Click on the card, push delete, click on the card, and push delete. Now if you're playing with somebody else, now it's their turn, but since I'm just doing the 5 rounds, I'm going to pick 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm going to see how close I can get to 20. So there's 8 and 7 again, which I already know equals 15. I can't use the 6 because that would go over, and the 0 is just going to keep me at 15, so that's probably not going to be helpful. So I'm going to use the 4. So 8 plus 7 plus 4. So I'm going to write up here, oops, I just keep clicking that away. 8 plus 7 plus 4. And looking at this, I know it's 1 less, so this answer is going to be 19. So now I need to subtract 19 from 20. How many do I have to count up to get to 20 from 19? 1. So my score would be 1 for that round. I'm going to go ahead now and delete these cards that I used. I'm going to keep the 2 that are left over. And again, it would be your partner's turn if you're playing with a partner, but if you're playing by yourself, you're going to pick 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to try to get to 20 again. And I noticed it's 9 and 1 equals 10, and I love getting to a 10. And then I know that 6 would be the biggest and it wouldn't go over, so 9 plus 1 plus 6 would be my next equation. So 6, and I'm just going to delete them right now so they're out of the way. So I have 9. 9 plus 1 plus 6, so 10, that equals 16. So now I have to subtract 20 minus 16. I'm just going to count up from 16 until I get to 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. I had to count up 4. So my score for that round was 4. Again, it would be your partner's turn, but since I'm playing by myself, I'm drawing 3 more cards. I'm going to kind of go quicker towards the end here. So I have 8 plus 7. Those are the biggest numbers. They have 15. And then the next biggest number is 4, and so that's the same as number 2. So I have 8 plus 7 plus 4 again. I'm going to use that because it's very close to 20. And it's okay to use the same equation more than once if you get the cards. 8 plus 7 plus 4 equals 19, and I already know the answer to that is 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw 3 more cards for my final round. All right, so my highest number is 6. I'm going to start with that and see where it goes. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. So I got 6 plus 3, that's not a good hand. 6 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. And I'm just going to delete all these cards now since the game is over. So I have 6 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. Now I have to subtract 20, take away 12. Well, I know that 12 is really close to 10, so 12 is only 2 away from 10. So if I subtract 2 from 12, I get 10, and then it's 10 more to get to 20, but I still have to subtract 2 from the answer, so the answer is going to be, so to do this, I'm going to break 12 into a 10 and a 2, and I'm going to say 20 minus 10 is 10, and then 20 minus 2 is 8, so the answer would be 8. So now I'm adding up all of my scores. I have 0, 1, 4, 1, 8. So I'm going to do 8 plus 1 plus 1 equals 10, plus 4 equals 14, plus 0 equals just 14. So my final score was 14. But you're not quite done yet. What you need to do now is you need to go to Google Classroom, and I'm just going to use yesterday's assignment as an example, and I'm going to get into my student account here. And I'm going to click on here, classwork, and so pretending that this is today's math assignment, I'm going to click on math, view assignment, and then right here where it says private comments, I'm going to write down what I got for each round. So I got a 0, 1, 4, so I'm going to write 0, 1, 4, and 1 and 8, and so then I got a 1. Actually, I could write it as an addition sentence. Ooh, yeah, there we go. The plus sign is right next to the backspace sign. 0 plus 1 plus, it goes 4, plus 1 plus 8 equals your total, and my total, I'm going to double check my answer, 0 plus 1 plus 4, did I forget the second one? I got 2 ones in there, okay? Equals 14. And I'm going to send that comment to me by clicking this green arrow, and that's how you know it's done. It says it right there. And that is how you're done. That's math for today, and you will mark it as completed. All right, so again, you're going to be playing 5 rounds of this game, either by yourself or with somebody. You need to then, this is where I'm going to know if you actually watch this video or not, so good job if you're still watching it, is you're going to leave a comment showing me the sums that you got for each round and then what your total score was. All right, let's see if you can beat my score of 14. All right, have a great day.